Okay, so on this week's Cento Leadership Podcast, I've got John Nemerofsky, the COO of Sage Integration, who's also on the board of directors for SIA and also the chair for the FAST program that SIA leads, which is bringing people into the industry that may not have already heard of it as a career path. Quite a lot to unpack there, John, I think, but I think I've pretty much got it right.
Absolutely.
Could you start us off by giving us an overview of FAST and what it does and how it helps the industry with talent shortage?
Absolutely. Thanks, Brett. Thanks for having me on today. I appreciate it. So FAST, the Foundation for Advancing Security Talent, was created as a 501c3 3 years ago to overcome one of the biggest challenges we face in our security industry today, which is attracting new talent into the industry. The number one initiative for FAST is to create awareness that there is an industry and that there are jobs in this industry around cyber, around integration, around software, around cloud, things that would be appealing for that student coming out of college or coming out of high school to join the industry. So creating awareness is our number one initiative. Number two initiative for us is around development and raising funds so we continue to do things around the industry. For instance, the two big events we have is we've made January 23rd a holiday called National Security Technician Day. And we celebrate that. Okay. More and more companies have started to celebrate our frontline technicians to make them feel appreciated and how important they are to our business. The second is we'll be celebrating our third National Security Technician of the Year Day at ISC East this year on November 18th in New York City. We'll be giving out awards to 10 technicians around the country that have been nominated this year to win the award. We had 184 applicants this year, and 10 will be recognized at ISC East. Our next initiative is around college outreach. And Stephanie Haldine from HID is leading that effort for us as our chair of our college outreach program. And our goal is to reach out to 100 colleges and do job fairs for them between now and June of 2026.
Okay.
Our next initiative is around education, and Rick Seymour leads that for us. And today we've got 40 students in Orlando, Florida, going through an educational course, and they'll graduate high school with a low voltage certification. We're hoping to over the next year, by June, have that rolled out to over 30 high schools where there'll be a certification program for low voltage. And if we can get the right instructors, get around product and different products, whether it's Honeywell or Linnell or one of the JCI products like Software House, so you could graduate with a certification around that. And then lastly, it's around research. And we've produced 2 white papers already. One, a wage and compensation guide for how much you should pay and how much the averages are paying. And then third is a career guide that we give out at a lot of these colleges of what the careers look like in the industry. So FAST has been extremely active. We're backed right now with two very generous partners with SIA, the Security Industry Association, and thanks to Don Erickson, and then ESA, the Electronic Security Association. Merlin Gilbro is also behind the FAST effort. And most recently, we voted in our last board meeting last Friday. PSA, the Professional Security Association, and Matt Barnett have also become a member, which adds to our board of 5 new board members. So that'll help things go even faster and make us a little more powerful in getting our messages out there to the country.
And again, I guess the new board members, that covers the whole of the industry pretty much, doesn't it? I mean, all the industry bodies there are represented.
Absolutely.
And is it focused a great deal on the technician side, or is it a broad range of careers from technician, marketing, sales?
Yeah, so we've created a job board that is far-reaching, from software development to the technician to sales to project management. But the biggest need right now that we hear from our integration community is they need technicians. Their technicians in the field are aging out. They're starting to retire. I know in our organization, right, we're coming into our 37th year. We've got people that are starting to take their retirement. and they've put their time in, and they've been great technicians. How do you backfill that?
Yeah.
And there's not that you can get out of high school and you can be, there's a plumbing curriculum, there's an electrician curriculum, there's auto mechanic curriculum. There's no curriculum for security, and
No.
we're trying to create that awareness and that curriculum so that you can get out of college and or high school and fill that void.
I know there's a stat in the UK that it may even be global, but the available workforce in the next 25 years is going to shrink by at least 25% due to a
Yep.
low birth rate. And so the whole skill shortage across the board is going to compound itself. And there's just not available people. So again, that war for talent is going to increase, and getting people into industries like the security sector, people have got to really fight for it now. And do you think, from your point of view, that the lack of talent coming into the security industry has restricted growth of that industry?
I think it's held it back. I think the integrators are extremely resilient and creative, and have reached out for other industries like structured cabling to
Yeah,
fill that void. So for the lack of technicians to run cable and mount devices, they've reached out to other industries like structured cabling to have them run the cable for us, mount devices, so we could keep up with the pace of the growth of our clients.
and you've already touched on it. The other, the events with college leavers and everything else. But do you find that there needs to be? I mean, I went to the Rise event, which was a fantastic event that SIA put on in Boston, and that's obviously encouraging people that are in the industry to stay in the industry and also develop their career. Is there, with the events at colleges and so on, are there people giving their stories of how they joined the industry? From my point of view, I joined the industry from a government apprenticeship. Never knew the industry existed, and then basically have been in it in various different guises for a long time. And it's taken me all over the world. It's taken me into some really interesting places. And these are the sorts of stories that pull people in.
Yeah, so we hear a lot of them. So I was fortunate enough last year, one of our technicians, Chris Gordon, was nominated and awarded the Security Technician of the Year award. And so they got to hear this story from Chris graduating, college to becoming a system engineer for Sage and now winning this award for Technician of the Year. So his career path has been incredible. He got to speak last year at the ESX event run by ESA and George DeMarco, called ESX.
Yeah,
And he got to speak right before John Smoltz, the famous Atlanta Braves World Series pitcher. And he got to announce the nominations for this year's Security Technician of the Year.
right. Okay.
So up on stage in front of 500 people. So he's got a great story. You'll start to see coming out of this ISC East, each of those 10 winners will be making their testimonials about their career. So we're starting to hear more and more of that, and hopefully use that to attract more talent into the business. As far as events, you went to Accelerize in Boston this year, which is a fabulous event.
Yeah.
We were one of the sponsors for that event. There's so many great events in the industry. If people are out at ISC West, attending the market leaders reception is almost a must. The Lead Her conference each year has gotten bigger and better and better. The quality of speakers is amazing. The networking camaraderie is great. The Securing New Ground conference that they just held in New York City
Another
is
brilliant event.
fabulous. Everywhere from a view from the top to the mega trends to financial outlook. So there's so many great choices to choose from. This couple weeks, there's honors night honoring the leaders of the security industry, and some awards that'll be giving out on November 18th. So there's a lot of great events to attend, depending on your roles or company or your interests. We've taken some of our people now to we do a Security on the Hill Day. And as we're talking about employment, one of the things we've been trying to push for on the Hill the last 3 years is a bill called HR 1211, which will enable parents that have put money away into a 529 savings plan for their student, and then your son or daughter decides not to go to college. What do you do with that investment?
Yeah.
And HR 1211 would enable them to use that investment to send them to a vocational education, maybe
Right.
a low voltage career in security. So we've been lobbying for that for the last 3 years, and hopefully under this regime we can push that through.
That sounds good. And inevitably, we come on to the question of AI in the security industry. And again, that was at Securing New Ground is a big topic there. Do you see that being a hindrance or a help to bringing people into the industry, from a career point of view?
Yeah, I see it as a huge help. One, it's going to attract people because everybody wants to know how to use AI. Um, and we approached AI much like we did cyber. We made sure our own house was in order first,
Yeah.
right? So we made sure we had our penetration test. We've got our SOC 2 compliancy before we started to talk to our clients about cybersecurity. When I talk about AI, we've put AI in place in our own business
Okay.
to automate reports, to automate billing, to automate service, to automate responses to RFPs. So it enables us to be a better partner to our clients, a better service provider. So now, how do we take that AI out to our clients? And we were fortunate with AI. One of our early clients is Salesforce, and they developed a product that was initially called Einstein, and they've rebranded since. It's called Agentforce, and got to work alongside with them to help integrate it into their access and incident management platform, to have Agentforce now as the agent respond to alarms, door
Okay.
force, door prompt alarms, instead of a guard, and type the message that the door's reset. So they were able to generate an ROI and redeploy manpower, and save about $1.4 million in that redeployment.
Wow.
Um, so I think there's more and more use cases coming out around AI. I think it's going to help the industry grow in our next big growth. Whether it was cyber and cloud and integration, and now AI and different use cases.
Yeah, and I think the more that AI becomes an integral part of the industry, then again, people coming out of college that are looking for that sort of digital career, if you like, it
Yep.
will just naturally move into maybe the security industry as it would do into any other industry. So it wouldn't be then sort of a forgotten industry, if you like, that people would take as a first choice career. So
Absolutely.
yeah, okay. Well, look, I really do appreciate your time today, and I know it's been a short and sweet conversation, but I think we've covered all the bases. And
Absolutely.
again, obviously, if anyone wants to find out more about FAST, then just onto the website.
Yep. Website was just rebuilt. I think they'll enjoy it. It's easy to navigate.
Fantastic. All right, John, we appreciate your time, and I'll
Pleasure,
probably
Brett.
see you at ISC West, East,
I look
and
I
West.
look forward to seeing you at East. Thank you.
Okay. See you, John. Thanks.
Have a great
Bye.
day, a great
Thank
evening.
you.